Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Ingo for English. I'm Mohammed. Today, we are talking about a very interesting book. It's called How We Learn. This book is about how our brain learns. It shows us how learning really works. It tells us that many things we believe about studying are not correct. This book helps us understand how to remember more, how to study smarter, and how to enjoy the process. We will go through the book chapter by chapter. I will explain each idea in simple English, and I will give you examples and real stories. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Forget everything you know about learning. In the first chapter, Carrie says something surprising. He says, most people do not understand how learning really works. Many students believe that they must sit in one place, read many hours, and focus very hard. They think this is the best way to learn. But science shows that this is not always true. Our brain is not a machine. It's a living, growing part of our body. It learns in many ways. It learns from experience. It learns from mistakes and from trying again and again. We started learning as babies by exploring and playing. We touched things. We moved around. We listened. We watched and we copied others. This natural way is still powerful, even for adults. The author also says that the place where you study matters. If you always study in the same room, your brain connects the memory with that room. But if you study in different places, your memory becomes stronger. Changing the environment helps the brain build more connections. For example, if you learn English vocabulary in your bedroom today, try learning in the kitchen tomorrow. Next day, try learning in the park. Your brain will link the words to many places. This makes it easier to remember them later. So, the message of this chapter is simple. Learning is not only about discipline and hard work. It is about creating the right conditions for your brain. Try new ways. Study in different places. And make learning more active. Chapter 2. The power of forgetting. We often feel bad when we forget something, but the author says forgetting is not bad. Forgetting is a part of learning. Our memory works like a muscle. When we forget and then try to remember, we make the memory stronger. Scientists call this the forgetting effect. It is the reason why spaced repetition works so well. Spaced repetition means reviewing information many times, but with breaks in between. For example, if you learn 10 new English words today, review them tomorrow, then review them again 3 days later, then again after 1 week. Each time you try to remember, that memory becomes stronger. But if you repeat the words 10 times in 1 hour and never review them again, you will forget them quickly. Forgetting helps the brain focus on what is important. It removes unneeded details and makes important memories easier to find. It's like cleaning a room. You take out what you do not need, so you can find what matters, what's important. So do not worry if you forget. It's part of the learning process. Review, recall, and let your brain work. Chapter 3. Mixing it up. Most people believe they should focus on one thing at a time. They study one topic until they master it. But the author shows that mixing different topics together is more effective. Your brain must think harder. It must decide which rule or idea to use. This extra effort makes learning deeper and memory stronger. For example, if you are learning grammar, do not study only one rule for 2 hours. Instead, study grammar for 20 minutes, then vocabulary for 20 minutes, then practice speaking. Later, return to grammar. Your brain will connect these skills together. Mixing old materials with new material is also helpful. It forces your brain to remember what you learned before, to recall what you learned before. This makes the memory stronger. You are studying different topics in school, mix them during the study sessions. It might feel harder. It might feel more difficult. You might feel like you are learning less, but that is a sign that your brain is working deeply. Easy learning often disappears quickly. Harder learning stays longer. Chapter 4. The rule of rest and sleep. Sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is an important part of learning. While we sleep, the brain organizes what we learned during the day. It makes connections between ideas. It strengthens memories and sometimes even solves problems. Research shows that people who sleep after studying remember more than people who stay awake. Sleep is like a secret teacher working inside your head. Short breaks during study time are also useful. They give the brain time to process information before adding more. After a break, you return with fresh energy and focus. For example, if you study English vocabulary before sleeping, your memory will be stronger in the morning. If you stay awake all night reading, you might forget most of what you read. The author says we should not feel guilty for sleeping or resting. They are part of the learning process. Chapter 5. Testing is learning. We usually think tests are just for checking what we know, but tests are actually one of the best ways to learn. When we try to remember something, even if we are wrong, we strengthen the memory. We make it stronger. This is called retrieval practice. Testing helps you see what you remember and what you forget. It shows you where you need more work. It also makes memory easier to find next time. After reading a story, try to write what you remember without looking. You might forget some details, but the fact of trying will make your memory stronger. If you only reread the story, you will forget it more easily. The author suggests using small quizzes, small tests, flashcards, or self-tests often. They turn studying into an active process. Chapter 6. The benefits of distraction. We are often told to focus and avoid distractions, but the author says small distractions can sometimes help learning. When you step away from a problem, your brain continues to work on it in the background. It connects ideas and searches for solutions. For example, if you are writing an essay and feel stuck, go for a walk. While walking, your mind will keep thinking quietly. Suddenly, a solution might appear when you return. If you work on one thing for too long, your mind becomes tired. A small change can restore to your focus. The key is balance. Long distractions are not helpful, but short ones can be powerful. Chapter 7. Learning without thinking. Not all learning is conscious. Sometimes we learn without trying, without thinking. It happens when we see patterns, when we hear language, when we repeat actions again and again. Children learn their first language without grammar lessons. They hear words and copy them. Adults also learn in this way. We learn social rules. We learn driving. We learn music patterns without thinking, without direct studying. For example, if you listen to English podcasts while cooking, you are still learning. Your brain is noticing grammar and pronunciation, even if you're not paying full attention. This type of learning is powerful because it feels easy and natural. You can use it by surrounding yourself with the language or skill you want to learn. Chapter 9. Learning from mistakes. Many people are afraid of mistakes. They think mistakes mean failure, but the author shows that mistakes are one of the best ways to learn. When we make a mistake and correct it, we remember the right answer more strongly. Our brain pays more attention to errors. It wants to fix them. This process builds stronger memory and deeper understanding. For example, if you say a sentence incorrectly and someone corrects you, you are more likely to remember the correct version next time. If you always speak perfectly, you don't challenge your memory. So, making mistakes also builds confidence. It teaches you that failure is normal. It's part of progress. Okay, before we finish, let me review the most important lessons. Forgetting helps memory grow. Studying in different places helps you remember more. Mixing topics makes learning deeper. Sleep and breaks are part of learning. Testing yourself builds strong memory. Short distractions can help you solve problems. We can learn passively by watching, listening, and noticing. Finally, mistakes are powerful teachers. These lessons show that learning is not about doing more work. It's about doing the right kind of work. It's about understanding how your brain learns naturally and working with it, not against it. Okay, thank you so much for listening to Ingo for English. And until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself.
ثانية واحدة، تعرف ان 90% من طلابنا قدروا يتكلموا اللغة الإنجليزية بعد 3 شهور بس؟ أكتر من 1,800,000,000 شخص حول العالم بيتكلموا اللغة الإنجليزية، مش نفسك تبقى واحد منهم؟ في كورس فلوينت إنجو بنساعدك انك تكسر حاجز الخوف وتتكلم اللغة الإنجليزية في 3 شهور بس. معاك مدرس مخصوص كل يوم على مدار الأسبوع، بيتواصل معاك عن طريق واتساب أو من خلال مكالمة أو من خلال فيديو كول، وكل مهمته ان هو يخليك تمارس اللغة الإنجليزية يوميا، وبخصم 50% على أول 100 طالب هتقدر تحقق حلمك وتتكلم اللغة الإنجليزية بطلاقة. يلا مستني ايه؟ رابط الحجز هتلاقيه في الوصف او في اول تعليق. خوارزميات اليوتيوب بتقول ان الفيديو ده هيعجبك، خش اتفرج عليه.